Dirt, I know we sit about, 6 feet apart?
Yeah.
I don't think you can reach me, but if you check my temperature on my forehead, you're going to feel how warm I am. I got cup fever spiking right now.
Feeling hot over there?
Is that a fart?
I am.
How's that?
One of our P1s tweeted us. Said, are you really giving Cooper Flagg a pass for being 18? You're joking, right? Here are the last number one picks since 2019. Zion, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Banchero, Wembayama, and Risache. Where would you rank Cooper Flagg in these? One, Risache has played like 9 games, so I don't know.
I had never seen him play basketball before.
Wemby's probably the best player of this total group. Zion's been nothing but a disappointment.
Yeah.
And Edwards finally broke through last year, and he's fun and exciting. Cade Cunningham's having a good year. The Pistons still suck. And Banchero is, it seems, taking a step. I don't know. It's not about giving a pass. It's a game. He's 17.
I mean, the guy has played, 4 games in college?
And
How many
that's kind
games
of
has
what I'm
Duke
saying.
played?
It's like, what if
really
Duke
doing
wins
that
the
already?
ACC and he averages like 18 and 14?
I mean, he's averaging 19 and 10 on the year. They have played 3 games this season.
I just don't think we should be reacting as if he's not worthy of the number one pick based on that. And also, as I mentioned, college, the product just sucks. So
Yes.
it's like hard to gauge.
Yeah.
I think some of the pro prospects with what we're seeing in college as it translates to the NBA. But last night, your Portland Trailblazers.
How about those Portland Trailblazers?
They shot the highest percentage from 3 than they have in the last 5 years.
I'd be willing to bet they haven't done that in 25 years. They shot 56% from 3.
At one point, they were shooting 66%.
That is the funniest pendulum swing I think I've ever seen in Blazer history. What were they the night before, or the game before, I should say?
They only hit 4.
4 for
right?
like
12%
40,
or
right? Or
something?
wasn't it
Yeah.
something along those lines?
It was low.
I mean, they hit 4 in the first 90 seconds of the game. It was absolutely bananas.
Should we have seen that pendulum
Probably.
swing coming?
I wouldn't have told you 56%, but I can
Sure.
tell you there was going to be a regress to the mean, or a rise to the mean, if you will, of where they've been most of the year.
The other part of that, too, is when you play these back-to-backs, these home and homes, they play the T-Wolves 3 times in 4 games. You tend to get that split.
Yeah.
Now, we definitely chose wrong last night of saying Portland's not going to win.
That was the only negative out of the night for me, was they cost me money with that performance.
I hammered the T-Wolves this morning. They are not beating the T-Wolves twice.
We're doubling down. We're dipping
Chelsea,
the chip
pull this.
again.
Pull this for the open. They are not beating the T-Wolves 2 nights in a row. Pull that for the open tomorrow.
If they do,
I'm gonna follow you on that. I'll bet it.
They're 9-point favorites again.
I feel like I just touched the stove and it was hot. Now you're asking me to touch the stove again. I don't know if I feel confident about this.
Memphis-
I should, but I don't know.
Memphis was only favored by 1 against Portland, and then they beat them down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they beat them by 40.
Well, here's the thing. I am not going to allow. Can we please just for this day keep the whole tanking and you cost yourself a ping pong ball out of this? Last night, I think the takeaway for me was Ant got hurt. He had a weird chest thing. That
He
was
did.
bizarre.
Yeah.
I was actually terrified he was going to collapse. He just got down, crouched down left, didn't come back. Chest thing, they didn't give us a description of what it was. Jeremy didn't shoot very well, and D.A. didn't play. Last night was the baby Blazers. It largely was. It was Scoot, who, he had some moments you're like, what are you doing? But, largely shot the ball efficiently, did what he needed to do, had an incredible layup at the end to kind of ice it.
Dude, that highlight at the end was nuts. Running down the shot clock,
Yeah.
the reverse layup, and the and one, the flex on the floor. That was dope.
Shaden didn't start well. I think he started 1 of 5. He finished 7 of 15, so that didn't, deter him from not shooting anymore. Tamani was really stinking good for them. Donovan, turns out he can't play 20 minutes. Played 21 minutes last night. I think overall my takeaway was they housed the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they probably won't house the Minnesota Timberwolves again. They did that largely with the baby Blazers. Deni Avdija had his best game.
He did.
As a Blazer last night. So, the ping pong ball stuff, it looms in the background. For me, it was just like, hey, you saw some of these young pieces have themselves a night.
I might shock you here. I agree 100%. That was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. My ping pong ball problem comes when it is veterans who are not a part of the long-term plan are winning you games.
Gotcha.
When I have to watch DeAndre Ayton and Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant play basically the entire fourth quarter, get all the clutch time minutes, and find a way to win. It's like, great, now you're screwing the young guys by not playing them, and you're screwing your future by not getting a ping pong ball. Those wins mean literally nothing to me. Last night was awesome because we got a glimpse of it. And I don't ever want to see somebody get hurt. But having Anthony Simons out of that game was a lot of fun, and that might be offensive to some people, but getting to see Scoot and Shaden run and watch them play, they were both amazing last night, man.
I think that's what you would say more so. It's not.
I don't want him to get hurt. Of course I don't want him to get hurt. Of course I want him to be okay.
5 minutes and
played 5 minutes, and he was gone. Who else wasn't in the starting lineup last night? DeAndre Ayton.
Didn't miss him.
Donovan Clingan was the starting center last night. I turned the game on. I'd kind of forgotten throughout the course of the day that he wasn't going to play or that he was questionable or whatever.
Well, I think he was questionable going in, and they announced an hour or whatever before that he was out.
And I totally missed that. So I turned the game on. I'm like, all right, Blazers, let's get our cut fever on. Here comes the game. And they're announcing Donovan Clingan as the starting center. I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening. This is great. This is awesome. He can play 20 minutes. He did. Have we checked? Has he collapsed yet? Is he okay? Did he survive his 20 minutes last night?
He's not broken.
He's not broken?
As far as we know.
Okay, I just wanted to double check on that.
He did look exhausted by the end of it.
It's all right. And he actually wasn't that good last night. He committed a lot of fouls, and he wasn't that effective. But I don't care. I want him to play 20 minutes a night because he's a rookie. That was a game 10 out of 10, no notes, man. All the young guys were awesome. Scoot and Shaden were awesome. Getting to see Clingan in the starting lineup was great. You mentioned Kamara knocking down a bunch of threes and playing good defense. Avdija hit the big buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter, got the crowd going. That felt like the first time, I would argue. Now, I didn't see a lot of games in the second half of the year last year, so you might be like, well, actually, Dirt, they beat blah, 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 blah in April.
I don't remember those games either.
That felt like the only other game in the last 2 years that I can think of atmosphere-wise that was like that was the Dame return game last year. That you won, and, big shots. Oh, look at that. They beat Dame. Okay, thank you, Dame. That was at least a fired-up crowd. Scoot having that moment with the and one, the flex, everybody kind of standing up and cheering. That was one of the coolest moments he's had in a Blazer uniform, man. That was a really fun night.